The people say we live in Awa, the great mother.
Spiders gone.
Like date night.
Jake, Sully, and Neytiri have built a family on Pandora, raising their children among the Metkayina clan. Their peaceful existence is shattered by the return of the Sky People, seeking to colonize Pandora and extract its resources. Forced to flee their forest home, the Sully family seeks refuge with the Metkayina Reef clan, embarking on a journey of adaptation, conflict, and heartbreaking loss as they fight to protect their new sanctuary.
Bro, let's go. Come on. Loak. It's your brother. Where is he? Where?
We're entering hostile airspace.
Down! Quick, heads up!
Fighter!
Stop fighting! Shut up! Don't move!
Shut up!
Cover, go!
Go, man! Ready? Get some!
Spider!
Go! Come on! Let's go! It's okay.
Father protects. One life.
Treat them so they will be like babies.
The bond gently, but feel his strength.
Hold on. No way. Yeah! Oh. This way. I know a good spot. This isn't funny. That's right, we're friends.
Don't leave me alone.
Let's go meet them.
Oils deployed.
Come on, hustle! Get this tied up! Oh, boat, let's go, baby! Stand by!
how they navigate.
Get in there! Go on, get in there!
And one away.
Arm 1.
Warning.
Good strike. Arm 2.
Warning. 2. Yeah.
Explosive tipped harpoon.
Oh. She's beautiful.
Been murdered by the Sky People.
Our two gun people.
But so the sky people!
Listen to leave. You gotta.
And you learn nothing.
If you attack, if you hear me, fight. Damn it! He speaks. That if they're hit by one of these, then. Look!
Come on, let's make some money!
Hang
Wait!
Shit! Bro, come on! Bro, come on! Call it that! Call it that! Just go!
See where they went.
They went up.
Killer ship's inbound.
Stay back.
All right.
Minute warning!
How long? Go!
Everybody, together! Pull harder!
Go. 2, go.
Go! Dive!
Charges end. Fire!
No depth charges. Water.
Stop.
Crafts, flank. Don't lose him, stay on him now. Flank.
We gotta go!
Put it down!
Drop it!
Put it down!
Drop it!
Stop! Move!
Cuff him to the rail. All of it. Get on your knees.
Be inbound!
Jake. Below. You hit him now, they.
Open fire!
Be round! Go!
Down!
Somebody!
Get after them.
Go!
Damage report!
Flooding!
Give me a shot!
Let's go, people. Let's move. Let's go.
Hey, baby brother.
Bro, come on. Gotta get him. Come on.
Let's go back for her. I keep feeling I'm tying up a...
Thanks, guys. Go, go, go!
Go, go, go!
Hold him up! Hurry, go, go, go! Dad, help! Get down!
Hey!
Jake, hurry, please!
Only one way to keep him safe.
Push left, go!
What, you think I care about?
Let her go! Don't hurt her! Please, don't hurt her! Dad!
Jack!
Get back to the ship, go! Come on, let's go! Go, go, go! Keep climbing, go! Give me your hand! Move back! Move back! Come on!
There's no way out! Oh, Great Mother, help us!
Bro!
Hey guys, today we are diving deep, and I mean deep, into the visually stunning, emotionally charged, and utterly epic sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water. We're going to recount every splash, every whisper of the wind, and every tense standoff as Jake Sully and his growing family face the return of humanity, bringing with it a very familiar, very blue-faced villain. Get ready for an aquatic adventure that makes you question why you ever thought a landlocked life was good enough. This is a passion project for me, and a like or a subscribe is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. The story picks up over a decade after the first film. Pandora isn't just a moon anymore, it's home. Jake Sully, the former human marine, is now fully Na'vi, a tribal chief and a devoted husband to Neytiri. They've built a beautiful life, raising 4 children, Neytiri, their eldest son, responsible and strong, Loak, the defiant middle son, always seeking his father's approval but often finding trouble, Took, their youngest and incredibly sweet daughter, and Kiri, their adopted daughter, born from Grace Augustine's avatar. Kiri is a fascinating character with a mysterious, almost spiritual connection to Awa, the life force of Pandora, and a unique kinship with its flora and fauna. She's not quite like anyone else, and she carries a quiet wisdom that often goes unnoticed by her boisterous brothers. Their family also includes Spider, a human boy left behind during the RDA's initial retreat, who grew up among the Na'vi and views the Sullys as their true family, though his human physiology makes him an outsider in a deeply spiritual world. He navigates the dense jungle with ease, his breath coming in sharp pants as he climbs and swings, mimicking his blue-skinned friends but never quite belonging. Life among the Omaticaya is mostly idyllic, a blend of hunter-gatherer traditions and the joy of a bustling, growing family. We see moments of their daily life, Neytiri gracefully leaping through the canopy, Loak clumsily falling, Took giggling, Kiri communing with the forest. It's a hard-won peace, one that Jake and Neytiri have fought for, their bond palpable in every shared glance and protective gesture. But this peace, as anyone who's watched the first movie knows, is fragile. The tranquil hum of the forest is about to be shattered by something far more guttural and menacing, the return of the Sky People. One day, the skies above Pandora darken, not from rain clouds, but from massive, shadowy shapes. A fleet of human starships, far larger and more imposing than anything seen before, descends through the atmosphere. It's a sight that sends a collective shiver down the spines of the Na'vi. The RDA, the Resources Development Administration, is back. And this time, they're not just after unobtainium. They're here to colonize, to make Pandora a new home for humanity, a planet-sized lifeboat as Earth slowly dies. The ground trembles with the roar of landing craft, the air filled with the metallic scent of exhaust fumes and the distant, unsettling clang of construction. This isn't a mining operation, it's an invasion force, complete with vast new settlements, fortified bases, and a terrifying array of military hardware. The crackle of human radio chatter begins to pollute the sacred silence of the Pandora wilderness. Among the new arrivals is a familiar face, or rather a familiar scowl in a new body. Colonel Quaritch, the primary antagonist from the first film, is back. But how? Well, he's a recombinant, a recom. His consciousness, his memories, his full-on villainy have been downloaded into a genetically engineered Na'vi avatar body. He's taller, stronger, blue, and still just as relentlessly cruel. This is a bit of a classic sci-fi trope, isn't it? Oh, you thought I was dead? Surprise! I'm back, and I'm even bigger. Quaritch's mission is personal. He remembers Jake Sully betraying humanity, and he intends to hunt him down and finish what he started. He leads a squad of equally beefy, equally blue recoms, all former Marines, all driven by vengeance and a cold, militaristic efficiency. They move with an unnatural stiffness in their new bodies, still adjusting to the world of Pandora, but their human training shines through in their ruthless tactics. The visual of these towering, blue soldiers moving like predators through the alien jungle is chilling.
Jake immediately recognizes the threat. He rallies his warriors, leading hit-and-run attacks against the encroaching human forces. The forest becomes a battlefield, echoing with the sharp twang of arrows, the rapid-fire thump-thump-thump of assault rifles, and the guttural war cries of the Na'vi, clashing with the harsh, barked commands of the Marines. Neytiri, having come of age, fights bravely by his father's side, demonstrating a disciplined skill with his bow, his arrows finding their marks with a satisfying thwack. Loak, however, in his eagerness to prove himself, often acts impulsively, getting into scrapes and earning his father's stern lectures. There's a particular skirmish where Loak tries to take on a mech suit alone, narrowly avoiding being crushed with a desperate rolling dive, the metallic clang of the mech's foot missing him by inches. Jake's frustration is palpable. He loves his son, but his wildness is a liability in this escalating war. Spider, surprisingly, is caught between worlds. He's human, yet he fights alongside the Na'vi, using his knowledge of human tech to sabotage RDA operations. He's good, but he's always looking over his shoulder, knowing his unique position makes him vulnerable. During one of these skirmishes, Spider is captured. It's a tense moment. He's surrounded by Quaritch's squad, his human form making him an obvious target. He fights back with surprising ferocity, a blur of small movements against the towering Recoms, but he's ultimately overwhelmed. Quaritch, recognizing Spider, takes him under his wing, seeing a potential asset. He wants information about Jake's Sully, and he figures a human boy raised by the Na'vi might just be the key. This creates a deeply uncomfortable dynamic. Spider is essentially a prisoner, but Quaritch, in a twisted way, sees him as a connection to his own human past, even attempting to form a bond by sharing stories of his former self. It's a creepy form of parental manipulation, a stark contrast to the genuine, albeit strict, love Jake shows Spider. We hear the casual, almost bored cruelty in Quaritch's voice as he interrogates Spider, punctuated by the metallic clink of restraints. Jake, realizing that Quaritch is specifically hunting him, the demon who betrayed humanity, makes an agonizing decision. His presence is drawing the RDA's wrath directly to his family and his clan. To protect them, he must leave. He cannot let his personal war bring destruction to the Metkayina. The decision hangs heavy in the air, a silent, crushing weight. Neytiri, though heartbroken to abandon their home, understands the logic and stands by him, her eyes reflecting a fierce determination. It's a pragmatic choice, but one filled with the sorrow of abandonment. They pack up, leaving behind the forest that has been their sanctuary, the trees that have been their protectors, the familiar smells of home. The thought of starting over is daunting, especially with young children, but the alternative is unthinkable. Their journey is long and arduous, a silent exodus through unfamiliar territories. They travel for days, keeping low, avoiding any signs of human activity, the wind whispering secrets through the unfamiliar foliage. They are seeking a new sanctuary, a place where the Sky People wouldn't think to look, a place where Jake Sully's reputation wouldn't follow them. Their destination? The eastern seaboard, the domain of the Metkayina clan, the Reef People. This is a dramatic shift in environment, a complete overhaul of their way of life. The Forest Na'vi are arboreal, masters of the trees and land. The Metkayina are masters of the ocean. It's like taking a seasoned mountain climber and telling them they now have to be a deep-sea diver. The air tastes different here, salty and humid, carrying the constant rush and roar of waves rather than the rustle of leaves. The ground beneath their feet shifts from solid earth to soft, wet sand. When the Sully family finally arrives at the Metkayina village, built over vast, turquoise lagoons, it's an immediate culture shock. The Metkayina are taller, with broader limbs, lighter blue-green skin, and powerful tails perfectly adapted for swimming. They move with an effortless grace through the water, their movements fluid and powerful, a stark contrast to the Forest Na'vi's more agile leaping gait. They are led by Chief Tonawari, a wise and stoic leader, and his mate, Ronal, a proud and traditional woman who is heavily pregnant. Their children, Tyseria and Onong, are also part of this vibrant community. Tyseria, with her gentle nature and open curiosity, immediately takes an interest in the newcomers, her voice soft and welcoming. Onong, however, is a classic older brother character, initially standoffish, arrogant, and quick to mock the Forest Na'vi for their demon blood and their unfamiliarity with the ocean. He eyes Loak in particular with disdain, seeing him as a rival and an easy target for pranks. The crackle of an awkward silence often follows the Sullys as they try to navigate their new home.
The Sullys are given refuge, but it's clear they are outsiders. Ronald in particular views them with suspicion, seeing their forest ways and the demon blood of Kiri, referring to her human genetic origin, as an impurity, a potential threat to their sacred traditions. There's a palpable tension in her posture, a slight stiffening whenever Kiri is near. Jake, ever the pragmatist, immediately starts trying to teach his children the ways of the Reef People. But it's not easy. They struggle with holding their breath for extended periods. their bodies not adapted to the immense pressure of the deep, their movements clumsy in the water compared to the Metkayina. The sharp sting of salt water in their eyes is a constant reminder of their inadequacy. Loak especially struggles. His impulsiveness, which was a problem in the forest, becomes an even greater liability in the ocean. He's often caught trying to cut corners, leading to near-drowning incidents and more frustrated lectures from Jake, which just pushes Loak further away. Neteyam, ever the dutiful son, tries his best to master the new skills, his quiet determination shining through. Kiri, however, finds an unexpected connection. She struggles with the physical demands of learning to free dive and ride the surrock, the Metkayina's agile water mounts, her smaller stature making it harder to control the powerful creatures. Yet she possesses a deep, almost mystical affinity for the ocean's creatures and plants. She can sense their moods, understand their silent communication. Her interactions with the flora and fauna are serene, almost magical. She finds solace in the water, feeling a profound connection to Awa through the vast, interconnected network of life in the reef. This connection, however, sometimes manifests in strange, seizure-like episodes, where she seems to be overwhelmed by the sensory input from the world around her, leaving her disoriented and frightened. These moments are punctuated by a sharp, involuntary gasp for air. It's beautiful, but also unsettling. Loak's rebellious streak eventually leads him into trouble. Trying to prove himself to Anang and his friends, he ventures beyond the safe boundaries of the reef, into dangerous, shark-infested waters. He's deliberately trying to push the boundaries, to show that he's not just a forest boy. Of course, this backfires spectacularly, and he finds himself cornered by a ferocious akula, a large, aggressive ocean predator. Just when he thinks he's done for, a massive, scarred Tolkien appears and saves him. Tolkien are immense, whale-like creatures, highly intelligent and spiritual, revered by the Metkayina as kindred spirits, much like the forest Na'vi revere the home tree. This Tolkien is named Payakan, and he's an outcast from his pod, marked by a deep scar from a brutal human encounter. The Metkayina, following ancient traditions, shun him because he broke their sacred vow of nonviolence, retaliating against his attackers. Meanwhile, Colonel Quaritch, relentless in his pursuit, continues his hunt for Jake Sully. He and his squad, using Spider's knowledge of Pandora, track the Sully family's movements across the continent. Their technology, including advanced sonar and long-range scanners, makes them incredibly effective hunters. They interview various Na'vi tribes, pressing them for information with brutal efficiency, their footsteps echoing with a heavy thud on the forest floor. Quaritch, in a cruel twist, even attempts to manipulate Spider, appealing to their shared humanity, suggesting Jake only uses him. Spider, though forced to assist, quietly works against Quaritch when he can, subtly misdirecting him or withholding crucial details. He's caught in a terrible moral bind, a human among Na'vi, now forced to interact with the man who was technically his father and also the one who killed his real mother. The weight of this internal conflict is etched on his young face. Quaritch's search eventually leads him to a group of human poachers, not part of the RDA military, who are engaged in a horrific trade, hunting Tokun for a valuable brain fluid that halts human aging. This is where the world building takes a darker, more cynical turn. Humanity isn't just colonizing, it's exploiting Pandora's most majestic creatures in the most grotesque ways. The whaling ship, the Sea Dragon, is a floating abattoir, filled with the gruesome sights and smells of a slaughterhouse, the air thick with the metallic tang of blood, and the mournful guttural cries of the dying Tolkun. The harpoons thud into the massive creatures with a sickening crunch. Quaritch, despite his ruthlessness, is disgusted by the callousness of the operation, but he sees an opportunity. He realizes that Tokun are sacred to the Metkayina. If he can leverage their hunting, he can draw Jake Sully out. He even uses Spider to understand the cultural significance of the Tokun, the boy's voice quiet with dread as he explains their spiritual importance. The horrifying truth of the Tokun hunting reaches the Metkayina. News travels quickly through the intricate network of the ocean, carried by the subtle currents and the shared consciousness of Awa. The Metkayina are devastated. Ronal, in particular, feels the agony deeply as she shares a bond with a specific Tolkun sister. Her guttural cries of grief echo through the village. The spiritual bond between the Metkayina and the Tolkun is explored here in great detail. It's not just a partnership, it's a profound familial connection. The Metkayina have rituals, songs, and entire cultural narratives centered around their relationship with these creatures. The idea that humans would slaughter them for a mere elixir is an unfathomable sacrilege. It highlights the vast, unbridgeable chasm between human greed and Na'vi reverence for life. When Loak's Tokun friend, Payakan, senses the hunting escalating, he confides in Loak about his past, how he broke the Tokun's sacred path of peace to avenge his mother who was killed by human hunters. His story explains his scars and his outcast status among his own kind. The revelation is delivered through a unique form of communication, a gentle, pulsing bioluminescence and shared memories that Loak experiences through a deep connection with Payakan, a truly unique piece of world-building. This explains the Metkayina's reverence for peace and their ostracization of Payakan. It also solidifies Loak's bond with Payakan and fuels his determination to protect him. Loak, realizing the danger Payakan is in, tries to warn his family. His urgent whispers are almost lost in the sounds of the bustling village.
Quaritch, using Spider's knowledge, orchestrates a brutal attack on the Tulkun, knowing it will lure Jake out. He captures Tonawari and Ronal's children, Sidia and Onung, along with Kiri and Tuk, using them as bait. The confrontation is set. The whaling ship, the Sea Dragon, becomes the stage for the final, epic battle. The sound of rapid gunfire erupts as Quaritch's team springs their trap. Jake, Neytiri, and their remaining children, along with Payakan and other Metkayina warriors, rush to rescue the captives. The battle begins on the open ocean, the massive whaling ship and imposing fortress of steel against the smaller, more agile Metkayina. The roar of human weapons clashes with the splashes of diving Tulkun and the cries of the Na'vi warriors. The fight is chaotic and intense. Jake and his family, now more adept in the water, use their environment to their advantage. Natayam, ever the protector, bravely fights, his arrows flying true, the metallic ping of them deflecting off human armor. Loak, guided by Payakan, displays newfound courage and skill, navigating the treacherous waters with precision. Neytiri, a fierce warrior, wields her bow with deadly accuracy, her every movement radiating lethal grace. She's a force of nature, her war cries echoing over the sound of explosions. The massive Tulkun, Payakan, enters the fray, a leviathan of vengeance, smashing into the ship's hull with thunderous crunches, sending tremors through the metal decks. His sheer size and power are a game-changer, turning the ship into a tilting, groaning mess of twisted metal. Inside the ship, the human forces are overwhelmed by the combined assault. Colonel Quaritch, however, is formidable, engaging Jake in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. The thud of punches, The scrape of their bodies against metal fills the air. Meanwhile, Kiri uses her unique connection to Awa to manipulate the local aquatic life, creating a defensive screen of bioluminescent creatures and even commanding bioluminescent fish to attack human soldiers. Their small bites surprisingly effective. She's a natural, almost telekinetic force in this environment, her face glowing with intense concentration. Took, the youngest, is just trying to survive, her small gasps for air audible above the cacophony. During the intense fighting to free the captives, Neytiri is shot. It's a sudden, gut-wrenching moment. He falls, a sharp gasp escaping his lips, the crimson blood blooming against his blue skin. Jake and Loak rush to his side, their faces etched with horror. They manage to get him to safety, but it's too late. As they try to comfort him, Neytiri dies in his father's arms, whispering that he just wanted to help, his voice fading to a soft whisper. The profound silence that follows his last breath is deafening, a stark contrast to the battle raging around them. This is truly a heartbreaking moment, the loss of the responsible eldest son, a stark reminder of the brutal cost of war. Jake's scream of agony is raw and primal. Neytiri's death unleashes Neytiri's full, primal fury. She becomes a terrifying, relentless hunter, her every move driven by grief and vengeance. She corners Quaritch's men, holding Spider at knife point, using him as leverage to get Quaritch to release Kiri and Took, who were still trapped. Her voice is low, guttural, filled with the terrifying promise of pain. Quaritch, caught in a desperate standoff, is forced to choose between his mission and the human boy he's come to see as a twisted sort of son. He releases the girls. The standoff resolves with a strained silence, broken only by the lapping of waves.
The battle continues to rage, the sea dragon now severely damaged and sinking. The ship lisps precariously, water rushing in with a terrifying whoosh. Jake and Quaritch face off again, this time trapped inside the rapidly flooding ship. The water rises around them, adding to the tension. It's a desperate, claustrophobic fight, with both men fighting for their lives and their families. Jake, fueled by Neytiri's death, fights with a renewed, ferocious intensity. He eventually manages to subdue Quaritch, but the ship is falling apart around them, groaning and creaking under the strain. He drags a semi-conscious Quaritch, intending to leave him to drown. Spider, seeing Quaritch in peril, has to make a choice. Despite Quaritch's manipulation and cruelty, Spider cannot bring himself to abandon him, his human empathy overriding his loyalty to the Na'vi in that moment. He saves Quaritch from the sinking ship. This moment is fraught with complex emotions and implications. Spider chooses to save his father, the man who killed his mother and tried to destroy his adopted family. It's a deeply uncomfortable, morally ambiguous decision. Jake and Neytiri, along with Loak, Kiri, and Took, are also trapped in the sinking ship, barely escaping the crushing depths with the help of Tsireya and Payakan. There's a harrowing sequence of them navigating the dark, flooded corridors, the sound of their ragged breaths echoing in the enclosed space. It's a close call, and the relief when they finally breach the surface is palpable. The calm after the storm is filled with a mournful silence. In the aftermath, the Sully family grieves Neytiri's loss. It's a quiet, profound sorrow that settles over them. Jake takes a moment to connect with Neytiri's spirit through the Metkayina's Tree of Souls,
a sacred place where they can commune with their ancestors and Ewa. It's a beautiful, poignant scene, showing the depth of his fatherly love and his pain. He sees visions of Neytiri, strong and smiling, a gentle caress of light against the darkness. This ritual reinforces the spiritual connection between the Na'vi and their departed loved ones, a testament to the world building's emphasis on the interconnectedness of all life. The Sullys are irrevocably changed by their experiences. They have found a new home among the Metkayina, their bonds solidified by shared hardship and the devastating loss of Neytiri. Jake, looking at his remaining children, understands that his priority is no longer just fighting for freedom, but protecting his family, no matter the cost. He accepts his new role, not just as a war chief, but as a father who has learned a terrible lesson about the cost of his choices. He makes a solemn vow to Tonowari and Ronal, reaffirming his commitment to the Metkayina and to protecting their way of life. They have become one with the reef. Spider, after saving Quaritch, returns to the Sully family, but his decision leaves a lingering tension. Neytiri, in particular, views him with renewed suspicion, her eyes hardening slightly whenever he's near. She knows he chose to save the man who represents everything they hate. The final scene shows the Sully family looking out over the ocean, embracing their new identity as people of the way of water, their future uncertain, but their resolve unshakable. The vastness of the ocean stretches before them, holding both promise and peril. This journey, from forest to reef, from war to a fragile peace, has been one of profound transformation for the Sully family. They've learned that home isn't just a place, it's the people you share it with, the connections you forge, and the sacrifices you make for each other. Their bond with the Metkayina and the sacred ocean has deepened, teaching them new ways of life, new forms of reverence, and the enduring strength found in unity. The challenges they faced, the deep cultural chasms they navigated, and the personal tragedies they endured have forged them into something stronger, more resilient. They stand ready not just as warriors, but as guardians of Pandora's breathtaking, interconnected spirit. Avatar, The Way of Water, is truly a monumental cinematic achievement, pushing the boundaries of visual storytelling while deepening the emotional stakes of its predecessor. It's a masterclass in world-building, immersing you fully in the vibrant, living ecosystem of Pandora's oceans and leaving you with a profound sense of wonder and a poignant reminder of the preciousness of life.
As their battle rages, the heavily damaged sea dragon finally succumbs. With a groaning squeal of tormented metal, the colossal vessel begins to list violently, then plunges into the depths. Jake and Quaritch, locked in their desperate struggle, are dragged underwater, caught in the terrifying vortex of the sinking ship. The ocean's pressure becomes an oppressive weight, the muffled crash of collapsing bulkheads and the gushing sound of water rushing into breached compartments, creating a terrifying symphony of destruction. Their fight continues in the murky depths, a desperate ballet amidst twisted metal and shattered glass, the swish of their powerful tails for propulsion, the thud of punches now slowed by the water's resistance, the frantic gasp for air. It's an even more claustrophobic and brutal fight. Visibility is low, the flickering lights from the dying ship casting eerie shadows. It's a true test of endurance,
a struggle not just against each other, but against the unforgiving power of the ocean itself, threatening to consume them both. With her family trapped in the sinking monstrosity, Kiri, having been injured earlier, channels her deep, almost mystical connection to Eywa. Submerged underwater, she closes her eyes and a wave of pure, concentrated energy seems to emanate from her, a silent, powerful hum echoing through the water. She reaches out, calling upon the very life force of Pandora's ocean. In response, a stunning array of marine creatures, from small, agile fish to larger, powerful predators, swarm towards the wreckage. They help free her siblings, guiding them through the collapsing corridors, their bioluminescent bodies lighting the murky depths. The whoosh of the water as they swiftly move, the gentle touch of their bodies guiding the trapped Na'vi, is a beautiful, awe-inspiring display of Eywa's protection. Kiri, despite her pain, becomes a beacon of hope, her power blossoming in this moment of extreme peril. It's a truly magnificent scene, showcasing the spiritual connection to nature as a force more potent than any human weapon, a silent, graceful dance of rescue. In the murky, oxygen-deprived depths, Quaritch has Jake in a brutal chokehold, his grimace of triumph visible even in the dim light. Just as Jake's vision begins to swim and his struggles weaken, Loak, ever the impulsive hero, swims up with surprising speed and with a powerful thwack of his tail breaks Quaritch's grip. Jake surfaces, gasping for air, the sharp burn in his lungs a stark reminder of his near death. Meanwhile, as Quaritch lies defeated, unconscious and sinking, a conflicted spider makes a pivotal, albeit morally complicated decision. Despite all the pain Quaritch has caused, despite his unwavering loyalty to the Sullys, Spider can't bring himself to let his biological father drown. With a strained grunt, he pulls Quaritch from the wreckage, pushing him towards the surface. It's a moment of profound ambiguity, a human act of mercy for a truly monstrous man, leaving both Jake and the audience with a complex, unsettling feeling. The rhythmic gasp of air from Quaritch's lungs as Spider brings him up is a sound loaded with future implications, a decision that will undoubtedly haunt Spider.
The battle is over. The sea dragon, now a ghostly ruin at the bottom of the sea. The Sully family, though victorious, is shattered by Neteyam's death. The silence that follows the battle's roar is deafening, punctuated only by Neytiri's soft, heart-wrenching sobs. It's a profound moment of grief, of trying to reconcile victory with devastating loss. Loak, burdened by survivor's guilt, finally receives validation from Jake, a quiet thump of a hand on his shoulder, a silent acknowledgement of his bravery. In a powerful scene of unity, Tonowari and Ronal, having witnessed the Sully's courage and immense sacrifice, finally accept them fully. They are no longer forest people, but a part of the Reef clan, welcomed with open arms. The rhythmic lapping of the waves against the shore is a calming presence, a promise of continuity. Jake, with a heavy heart but renewed determination, looks out at the vast ocean, recognizing that this is now their true home. Their bond with the Metkayina is forged in blood and loss, a testament to resilience and the enduring power of family. And so, the Sullys, heartbroken but not broken, find their new path.
They truly become one with the Metkayina, their movements now fluid and graceful in the water, their connection to the reef as deep as their bond to the forest once was. They faced unimaginable loss, and yet they choose to move forward, to honor Netayam's memory by living, by adapting, by fighting for the world he died defending. It's a powerful message of resilience, of finding strength in unity, and understanding that family isn't just about blood, but about where your heart finds its home. The film leaves us with a thoughtful, hopeful, yet somber understanding of the sacrifices made and the enduring power of connection. It's about finding your place, even when that place is an entirely different world from the one you knew, and accepting the way of water, the flow of life, death, and renewal. It reminds us that even after the deepest sorrow, there's a current that pulls us forward towards a new dawn. It's about standing strong, together, against whatever storms the future may bring, embracing the unknown with courage and the unwavering strength of family.